Hi y'all, I'm Natasha. Welcome to my first YouTube video and I'm so excited. I just graduated from Syracuse University. I have a bachelor's degree in advertising. So this YouTube channel is going to be a post-grad survival guide for people who either just graduated just like me and are trying to figure out the real world, or for people who are about to graduate and they want to see what's coming up next. So we're just gonna go through this together and I'm so excited to go through this and share with you all. So this first video is going to be about the 7 things I wish I knew before I graduated. So we're just going to jump into the video now. The first thing that I wish I knew was that employers really don't care what school you went to. So one thing that's big at Syracuse University is the S.I. Newhouse School of, just kidding. Something that was big at Syracuse University was being in the S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications, which is the school I got my degree from. And everyone's always like, oh my gosh, Newhouse is so amazing, and the network is so huge, and it's such a hard school to get into. And those may be true, however, employers outside of Syracuse University do not care what school you went to. So when I go into job interviews and I say things like, yeah, I got a degree from the S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications, they're like, okay, but like what school is that? Like, I'd say I got a degree from Syracuse University, and even when I say Syracuse University, it's not one of the huge ones, unless you're talking about sports, and then like, it's one of the huge ones. So if you didn't go to Harvard, chances are people really don't care about what school it is, unless the person interviewing you graduated from your school and then play it up, beef it up. But in general, people really don't care what school you graduated from as long as you got that degree. That actually reminds me of a story I heard at a Syracuse University event. I was sitting down and watching this panel, and this guy was saying about an experience he had where he was in an interview with Diddy. This is how I remember the story, okay? I might not get all the facts right, but this is how I remember the story. So this guy said he was in an interview with Diddy, and he was like, yeah, I graduated from Syracuse University, like trying to talk it up like it's a huge, amazing school. And Diddy was like, I don't care what school you graduated from. And like, that's really how the real world is. No one really cares what school you graduated from, as long as you got the degree, you got the skills, and you know, you're ready to go out there and do real work. Number 2, there are things you're doing now that you'll never be able to do again, so just enjoy it now. Like, you'll never be able to just sleep in and skip the day just because you're tired. Like, in the real world, you have to go to work, and there are no excuses for whatever reason you don't want to go to work. So make sure you're just really enjoying all the little things now. So there's this thing at Syracuse University called Flip Night at Fagan's, and then sometimes people also go to Lucy's, which is right across the street. And I just look at the snaps and everyone having fun, and I'm like, wow, I miss that so much. Like, I never thought I'd actually miss it, because like, it's not that much fun, but like, just the experience of being there was a great time. So like, just enjoy all the things you're doing now and like, live in the moment. The third thing is that it doesn't matter how old you are. I had an internship this summer and I'm 22. However, there was a guy also on this internship who I believe was 32 years old. And just being in the same internship and having that big age gap shows you that anyone is capable and can do anything that they want to do as long as they set their mind to it. So you may be a senior in college right now and you're older than 23, that's fine, that's okay. So don't think that just because you're younger that you have more advantage, or just because you're older you have more experience. Like, you're all in the same playing field. The next piece of advice is to start saving money. That is so important for the real world. You're going to graduate and not have that work study, not have your parents helping you out, and like, you really need money. So I know it's fun to go out every weekend with your friends and party and drink and all this stuff, but listen, save some money. That is so important. I did a great job with saving my money in college. I mean, granted, there are a lot of things that I didn't get to do because I was so busy saving money, so don't be like me. But have a better balance is what you need. You just need a better balance. So if you have a nice little balance of saving your money and having fun, then that's great, but just make sure that you're actually saving money. And like, a little side note off saving money, build your credit. You really need a credit score. Like, you can't always put everything on your parents' name. So make sure that you have that credit score and you have that savings account. So make sure you save that money. I think this is like the most important tip I can give you. Save money, build your credit. The fifth piece of advice is to make sure that you're genuine in the organizations that you're joining on campus. So a lot of times people join organizations because they want to have resume builders. Like, you're part of 12 organizations and they're all great organizations and they look great on your resume, but what content have you actually contributed to those organizations, and how much do you actually want to be in it? So like, don't just make yourself busy because it looks good on your resume, because then like you're not balancing everything out while you're so busy working on these resume builders that you're not working on your grades, and like, that's not a good balance at all. And then also, employers can tell when you're ingenuine in the organizations you join. So they can just hear it by how you talk about it. I know in the past I've joined organizations because I was like, oh my God, this looks so great on my resume. Like when I first got into college, I was part of the National Society of Black Engineers. I'm not an engineer. I have never been an engineer. And it was, first of all, a lot of activities and conferences and things that didn't cater to me because I'm not an engineer, while at the same time, it was just like something that I wasn't genuinely passionate about. The next piece of advice that I have is not knowing what's next is okay. Like, everyone cannot have their life together. Everyone will not have their life together, and no one can expect that. So you might be in a situation where all your friends are getting full-time offers, or all your friends have a lot of things going for them and nothing's really happening for you. All I can say is, it's okay that you don't know what's next for you. It's okay that you don't have any answers right now. It is also early in the semester. Like, it's first semester of senior year. And if you're graduating in December, it is still September. So you have time to figure out what you're going to do. If you want to have a full-time job after graduation, then make sure that you're applying and you're reaching out to people in your network and you're just working hard towards that goal. If you want to go to grad school, just make sure you're also getting those recommendation letters in and writing those essays, and you're preparing yourself for that situation as well. Also, not knowing what's next in terms of what you want to do at all is also completely okay at this point. Like, it's still early. You don't have to decide anything just yet. Like, I know something that I went through my senior year was that I didn't know if I wanted to start working or if I wanted to go to grad school. So my first semester, I was working towards like researching grad schools, researching programs, looking for people to write my recommendation letters, just working through that. And then by November, December, I decided that I didn't want to go to grad school and I wasn't ready for that just yet. So then I had to start going into actually applying and doing all of that by the second semester. The last thing that I wish I knew before graduating was how to accept failure. So if you're going into the workforce, if that's what you decide to do, and you start applying to jobs, they're not all going to get back to you. They're not all going to accept you after interviews. So you have to be ready to accept that failure. Just pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Is that what people say? Is that what people say? Just dust yourself off and jump right into it. One thing I've learned after graduating is that everyone sees the success, no one sees the hard work that goes into that success. The other thing I wish I knew before graduating was that it's okay to ask for help. Don't wait until you're deep down in a rut to reach out to your family and friends to talk or ask for any kind of help, whether it's emotional, financial, anything. Just be able to ask for help. That's such a huge thing, and you are going to wish you knew that earlier before you graduate than later. It's best that you learn that earlier than later, because you don't want to get too deep in this rut where your family and friends can't even help you out of it and you're kind of stuck. You want to be able to ask for help earlier on so then they can help you through things, and it'll just be better for you in the long run. So make sure that you're asking for help when you need it. And that's some of the things that I wish I knew before I graduated, and I hope those were very helpful for you who haven't graduated, and I hope those who have graduated resonate, and if they can still apply, if you're not too deep into things, I hope that you can catch on to those and use those in your real world life. And thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe so you can see future videos. If you have any suggestions for videos that you want to see or topics you want to talk about, make sure that you comment them below. If you already graduated and you have more things that you wish you knew before you graduated that you want to share. Make sure that you also comment that below. I really want to hear from you all. Thank you for making it this far into the video, and bye-bye.